Hello guys and welcome back to the channel here. Today we're going to be doing two new what ifs, so we're going to be releasing 4 parts. Not 4 parts of this what if or any what if. We're going to be releasing a part for each what if that I have going on for my channel right now. Except for the ones that I have, canceled or discontinued for the moment. I'm just talking about the ones, these 2 new ones and the other 2 that I'm doing right now. So if you like these 2 new what ifs that I'm going to be uploading on the channel, comment down below and get both parts to 10 likes. And, well, enough talking because I know you guys are bored. And, well, let's hop into this what if. Now, we see Naruto in his mindscape. Now, the way he arrived here is, well, not something you would hope for here to go through. But we flash back to a couple of moments ago, and we see Naruto, running away from villagers and rogue shinobi. Well, not classified as rogue shinobi, but shinobi who soon after this event would be classified as rogue, since they would go missing and never be seen again. But we see Naruto in his mindscape, scared out of his mind, thinking to himself, where am I? After what they did to me, did they throw me into the sewers? As he flashed back to the memories of him getting beaten and stabbed and burned by those villagers. As it was his 6th birthday, the defeat of the Kyuubi and the holy sacrifice of the 4th Hokage. It was, of course, October 10th. Now, we flash forward back to Naruto's mindscape as he is walking down a dark corridor with this bright blue light like pumping through pipes alongside this red light pumping through a couple of other pipes alongside this other golden whitish light pumping through these other sets of pipes, which is kind of indescribable except for its color. It just looks and feels divine in a way. It's the best way I could describe it for you guys. As Naruto continuously walks down the corridor until he arrives at this big gates with what it seems like to be one paper, just one little tiny paper holding the gate closed. As Naruto thinks to himself, how? Just one little paper, unless that's sealing paper, but even then it should be pretty easy to rip with just strength. As Naruto walks forward, as 2 red eyes open up. It seems like our vessel has finally arrived, as this weird monkey-like humanoid entity seems to warp right in front of Naruto, right before his eyes, as he stumbles back in surprise. Whoa, what are you? You a monkey human thing? As Wukong laughs hysterically. Oh, you're a hoot, Naruto. But no monkey human thing. I'm Wukong. I was originally a monkey. I'll explain it to you later. But for now, I just want you to know that you are my vessel. You're also his vessel. We're your sources of power. We're what keep you alive. Surprisingly enough, he's also what keeps you getting beaten. But like I said, he also keeps you alive as well. So he's kind of like a double-edged sword that Kurama as the Nine-Tailed growls at Wukong. Don't say my name. This kid hasn't yet earned the right to say it. As Wukong looks back at the Nine-Tails with fury and killing intent rushing off of his body. I can tell him your name whenever I want to, Kurama. You better learn who I am. Well, you should never forget who I am, because I've already taught you, haven't I? As the Nine-Tails shrinks down in, well, fear. My apologies. As Naruto thinks to himself, whoa, is that the Nine-Tails? Wait a second. I thought you were dead. I mean, this day is the celebration of your death by the fourth Hokage, if I'm correct. And, well, you're Wukong, right? And you're able to keep him in check? That's impressive. Thanks, Naruto. But his power is impressive for your standards, your world standards. Not for mine, though. It's pretty weak. I mean, a bunch of people, a bunch of normal humans in my world can achieve his power with just a couple years of training. Sad, though, because in your world it's considered holy and divine and unachievable, but it's pretty achievable where I come from. As Naruto thinks to himself, people, his world, my world, we have the same world. Where does this Wukong come from if he's not from the elemental nations? I thought everybody was from the elemental nations. Weird. I'll have to ask him later. As Naruto questions Wukong. So, you're telling me that the Naruto's power is disappointing compared to your world? I'll ask you at a later date where you're from, but for now, I just want to know, how did you gain such power to be able to call the Nine-Tails power disappointing? I mean, even if that's not the Nine-Tails full power, which it probably is, I assume, how would his power, even just 10% of his power wouldn't be disappointing? It would be actually very impressive, and it's disappointing? Even, well, in your world standards, wherever you come from, it's disappointing. As Wukong states, well, it's not really that disappointing, but it kind of is, since it's pretty achievable if you just believe in yourself enough. You can achieve his power in a couple of years. But I have achieved multiple layers of immortality, Naruto, through removing my name from the Book of Death, eating the forbidden fruits, all of them, not just one, not just two, but all of them, and a number of other things I don't really want to mention right now, since, well, don't think I have the time, since, well, you're kind of being beaten to death. As Naruto thinks to himself, wait, I am? I thought they just finished and then threw me in the sewers. I didn't think that was... Where am I then? Your mindscape, Naruto, your mindscape. Now, like I said, I don't have enough time, so I'll grant you just a little bit of my power. Well, I can grant you as much power as I want. As you see, I'm not affected by the seals you see around here at all. But just know, I can't give you it all, as I don't think you're worthy of it right now. Sorry, but it's just true. But I'll give you enough power to kill these villagers and go on your merry way. And maybe make some new friends. I don't know. Now, here we go. As Naruto feels this absurd amount of power pump through his veins, as he looks around his body and feels, wow, amazing. He thinks to himself, how much of your power is this? If you can even, well, put into numbers. Well, Naruto, I kind of don't have the time, but let me just say it's very little. As Naruto is thrown out of his mindscape, right back into reality. As he wakes up, as he is about to get his head chopped off by, well, one of the villagers, he catches the blade with his hand in a way that it doesn't cut him, but also in a way that the villager with the blade can't get the blade out of Naruto's grasp. So he grabs like the top of the blade kind of, but like it's still hard for the villager to get it out of his hand. So it's just like, what the hell? I was just about to kill this demon and then I thought, what? We should have beamed him to unconsciousness. There's no way. As Naruto thinks to himself, oh, you puny villagers, you're gonna pay. As Naruto flips up in the air, he does like multiple backflips into a tree as they are in the forest of death. Like they're near, well, actually they're not in the forest of death. They're like in a training ground. A private training ground so that no one else can really interfere with them. And it's guarded by ninjas who are, willing to betray the Hokage just to kill Naruto. They're willing to, make sure that no one interferes. So they're watching the surroundings, making sure that nobody interferes and comes in and tries to save Naruto and shit. But Naruto does multiple backflips. Still, let me assure you, he still has the katana in his hand. And he flips it around, does a bunch of tricks with it, and laughs. Oh, you puny beings. I haven't felt like this, well, never. Oh, I can't wait to test out this power that he gave me on you guys. I'm also feeling the need to look for immortality, to look for more things to get stronger and gain another level of immortality. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'll think about this later. I'll talk to him later. As Naruto finally holds the blade in his hand properly, and he blitzes all of the civilians there, and he cuts their hands off. And he's just like, I know you guys haven't cut my hands off yet, but just in case you ever thought you would have, here's for that. As he then blitzes them again and cuts their toes off and then their feet. That's just in case, because you guys have pulled my toenails off. I decided to just take your whole foot off, An eye for, well, a whole limb, I guess. An ear for your entire brain. I don't do equal trade-offs anymore. Not with this power I have. It's, well, never been equal from the start, and it never will be. Never again. As he rushes towards them and cuts their arms off, as they continuously scream, but in a place where nobody can hear them. Except for the ninja who try to sneak attack Naruto, but his senses are increased to way past the normal amount, the normal capacity he had. So he senses them and he cuts their eyes out. Like, he slices their eyes in a way, well, he slices them in a way where they're like jumping towards him, but they're not close enough to get their heads chopped off. So it just slices their eyes out. And he's like, does it in a circle. And it looks kind of beautiful. It looks like a dance, even. He's just like, oh, I would rather prefer a staff, but a sword, I must say a sword does, well, it does work. Just enough. As he then cuts the ninjas' heads off before they can even scream or warn any other ninjas of what Naruto's doing. As he thinks to himself, damn, Wukong is right. They're really weak. Well, they've been training for years. I mean, they are experienced shinobis, I assume. And they're this weak? Wukong's world must truly be fascinating. As Naruto then turns back to the villagers. Oh, I'm not done with you yet. I just had to deal with our intruders, you know? They, are troublesome, and I didn't want them to interfere with the fun I'm having. I mean, we're having. Of course, you guys are involved in the fun. As Naruto continuously chops off more and more and more limbs until the villagers just can't take it anymore and they bleed out to death. And Naruto thinks to himself, what a pity. If this was Wukong's world, I can assure you, you guys would have lasted a lot longer than this. But I guess this is the best I can deal with for now. Can't wait to go to his world though. I don't want to be here. So weak. Doubt you can even find any levels of mortality in here. Well, immortality. Since if you could have, well, I assure you a lot of people would have, but power, even a bit of it, should, well, be a better, well, not a better, but a good substitute. As Naruto passes out due to his body not being able to handle such power. Since, like I tell you guys, Wukong is not affected by seals since he has no chakra. Now, the only reason why he's inside, the only reason why he's sealed inside of Naruto is by choice, since he thought that Naruto would be a pretty interesting person, since Naruto had the largest power source he has ever felt. Well, one of the largest power sources. Another one, well, let's just say was taken over by another person he didn't like. He just felt like he didn't like that person. So he decided not to deal with, that other person. And you guys might know who I'm talking about. Let me just tell you that he's the first person with a karma seal. That's just all I'm going to tell you. The first human being with a karma seal. His name starts with a J. That's all I'm going to really tell you guys. You guys could infer and, well, find out what it is that I'm talking about. But Naruto passes out and appears back in his mindscape as he travels down the corridor once again to go and find and, well, see the hierarchy between Ninetales, Kurama, and Wukong. As Wukong is just sitting on Kurama, pranking him, and Kurama's getting obviously pissed off, but it's not like he could do anything about it. He knows the true capabilities of Wukong, and if he were to even slightly piss off Wukong, he knows that he would probably be he'd probably be actually dead. Even though he has a pretty good idea that Beedrill can't die. My bad, guys, but he has a pretty good idea that, Beedrill can't die, but when dealing with someone like Wukong, he's not really so sure about that idea. That idea suddenly becomes a myth. So, he just takes it in stride, and, well, it's kind of sad and depressing, if I do say so myself. As I was saying, yeah, the sight is a sad sight to see for Naruto. He's just, laughing. But also, he feels pity, since Kurama is said to be such a powerful being in his world, but Wukong is just handling him like an adult handles an ant. It's kind of depressing. As Wukong turns around and, well, greets Naruto, asking him, How did it go? I wasn't really paying attention. I was just, well, you know, having fun with my friend here. So I didn't really get to see how the show went, but was it fun? I assume that your body couldn't handle it since you're back here now, but I assume it was fun. No, it's like, yeah, it was. I really did enjoy releasing some well-deserved anger on those disgusting villagers. And Shinobi, can you believe it? Like, Shinobi, who are supposed to protect the civilians of this village, were also conspiring against me and trying to get me killed. But don't worry, they joined the civilians, and the civilians, well, they joined them. But I'd have to say that the civilians probably had a more painful death than they did, to be honest. As Wukong laughs. It is what it is, man. Now, I hope you did enjoy that little bit of power I gave you. Let me just tell you, it was a taste. It's not even a percentage I wouldn't even go into. I don't want to even, tell you how much power that was because it would take too long and this video would get too long. But I'll tell you that off screen, as that's where we're going to end this part. Peace.